Women's Championship out at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. It is match day 2, the 4th match of the tournament. It is the defending champions, that is the Zambian Copper Queens. They are up against the Zebras of Botswana. They will be doing battle in this match that closes a day of some frantic results as Zambia, who are known to be quite prolific, take on a very determined Zimbabwean side that lines up before the national anthems are sung.
Let us all stand for the national anthems. First of Zambia.
In the struggle for our rights, we want freedom's fight for one, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us, O her people, join as one, brothers. And one nation is our cry, dignity and peace in Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, O one, strong and free. Praise be to God, praise thee, bless our great Zambia.
Standing for the national anthem of Botswana.
With such beautiful voices to inspire the Zebras to give their all, I'm sure you would agree that it is time to shine as the Copper Queens themselves are ready to rumble. The Zambians, who are the defending champions, are up against it, and after that wonderful display, we can only but hope that the excitement will all leave up to the field. And this is the starting lineup for Zambia: Nali, Maluba, Ntala, Mwanza, Belemio, Chilenga, Chitundu, Banda, Piri, Chanda and Mupopo. Well, they do line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation that definitely sends the cats amongst the pigeon. Please keep an eye there for Belemu, who loves roving forward, as well as Manza, who has been expected to be that outlet for Zambia. Our officials for this match, they hail from South Africa. It is Nonjabulo Ndlela, supported by Nandipa Menze, as well as Evelyn Lungameni Augustinus from Namibia. As they line up in front of the pitch, that is just confirmation. And Matapelo Janet Morake is from Lesotho. She is your fourth official. The two captains that are on display this afternoon, and that will be none other than Mohabo Tsanda. She is the captain for Botswana, and it is Kabange Mupopo, the captain for Zambia. And they exchange customary greetings before they make sure that they get their teams over the line. 3 points at the stage is up for grabs. We then introduce Botswana to you. It is Litebele in goal, Johannes, Tanda and George, Tlapi, Hangara, Moloi, Mamela, Butsang and Abueng. Well, this is a side that looks to line up in also a 3-5-2 formation, packing the midfield, which is where they know that the Zambians are pretty dangerous. A bench that has a lot of new faces for Botswana. A team that is prepared to put behind them the troubles of coming to this tournament and make sure they put their right foot forward. While for Botswana, who continue to leap forward and get into the right direction, are a team that is hoping to cause a major upset here in Group B. Alongside me is Michelle Shapanga, who will be the expert analysis as the match progresses. And just looking at the two sides, it is the Copper Queens in their familiar orange and black uniform, and Botswana with white and a bit of blue trimmings. We are waiting on referees' orders to get this match underway. Just looking at the two approaches between the two sides, a compact midfield is what we are expecting, and this is where the game could be won and lost. You are certainly looking at Chitundu to control that midfield, Malloy on the other hand to respond rather positively, linking up with Butsang and Abueng.
Absolutely, I'm hoping to see a very interesting match between these two sides, defending champions and Botswana, of course. Zambia typically very athletic and direct, dangerous in those transitions, and have that physical strength in their duels. So I'm looking forward to see what they can bring forward in this one, up against also a very strong Botswana side that's quite hard-working. Counter-attacking is something I've also witnessed that they're pretty good at. Not always possession-heavy, but rely on work rate and organization. So that's going to be a very interesting battle in this next 45.
An interesting battle indeed, and when we look at the head-to-heads, it has been dominant in favor of the Copper Queens, a team that is ranked 91st by FIFA and 19th by CAF, a team that has been part of the FIFA World Cup and really did exceptionally well. Botswana, on the other hand, 144, ranked 43rd by CAF. And when you look at these two sides, they certainly are the talk of the town. Zambia, who come into this match with some new faces, but good to see players like Hazel Nali, who are very fundamental to the progression of this team. And the experienced Chitundu and Regina Chanda just make up the spine of a team that is very much persistent on possession. They have the tendency of turning possession into positive results. Margaret Belemu in your screen, one of the players in that defense that is pretty consistent, this being her 33rd cap in the national team, is 29 years of age and playing for Red Arrows, has been around, born in Lusaka, and at 1.52 meters, it is a player that doesn't have height, but complements that with the great reading of the game.
And that pace too.
Well, Mupopo, who is up front, a 34-year-old, prolific goal scorer, as Kabange Lupopo. Zambia are very, very patient, and the experience over the years, been part of the World Cup, been part of the AFCON, and have recently taken the crown and taken the COSAFA Cup glory away from South Africa. Gone are the days of group stage elimination. 2018, they were third in 2022. They are the defending champions of the current COSAFA Cup. Botswana, on the other hand, seem to have left behind some experienced players. Keitumetsi Ditebe, known as Doba Doba, one of the influential midfielders, is not part of the squad. So is Radiokanya Lesego, another star player for Botswana, missing from the new look side that was put together on recently. Also new look coach Thabo Ntsiapane. So certainly changes for the Zebras.
I think important for a tournament like this as well. We always talk about the importance of this competition, especially for women's football, but also to introduce some of these new players, to get a very young squad from Botswana that's able to get out in here and also get a chance at playing at a senior level.
Well, that is complimentary of the vision of Botswana. Goalkeeper Nali, who's way off her line, pushing up and putting the pressure on Botswana. They're known to be a team that plays with the low block. Keeper comes out and makes a save, but the intelligence of the run and just not able to beat that offside trap as Nandi Pemenze's flag goes up rather quick, and that is the moment, pretty close indeed, but that will be very clear indication of the fact that they are a team that loves to get behind the defense and poke holes, and for goalkeeper, that is Litebere, she'll have to be quite alert.
Some lovely skillers there as well there from Belumu to get that ball in to the box. That's what she does.
There is no time to feel inferior. Botswana do know they are up against it, but of late they were part of the AFCON, and also some of the players who played for Gaborone United, who were part of the Champions League, eliminating Mamelodi Sundowns, and gained the experience that could take them over the line. Very closely contested matches between these two countries, as Salia Mwanza, who plays for Elite Ladies, is taking the corner and gives the signal to the players that it's going to be a high ball. So she is expecting the quality to connect to the spot. Referee Nonjabulo Ndlele is saying, let's just cut it out. Well, there are going to be very little room for errors. Corner. Mwanza delivers. Ball in the box. And it's Botswana who are looking to come away with it. Mwanza, who stayed up front. They've got the numbers in defense as Botswana, usually very difficult to break down, as there'll be about 10 or 9 players that are in that defensive third, and maybe just leaving 1 or 2 in the attacking outlet.
Have a look out for Mwanza, by the way, who has come on from the under-17 squad. She's so dangerous. I mean, having consecutive player of the tournament awards in that edition last year as well as the year before that. So the fact that she's so young and able to show so much maturity is quite impressive. She's something to look out for sure.
Zambia having beaten Botswana in an international friendly. They also played in the COSAFA tournament 2020. But Botswana in that match beat Zambia by 2-1. 2019, Zambia winning that by 3-0. So they've met 7 times, with Botswana just recording 1 win, and Zambia with 4, having 3 draws played between them. The total number of goals that have been shared is 10 between these two countries. Throw in. Sinuelo, part of the AFCON. She makes a welcome return to the Botswana outfit after a 3 months absence due to injury. It's a player that goes down. It's Regina Chanda. Went up for the ball, and swinging of the hand there of Molloy.
Gotta be careful not to get too many of those fouls in. We had a red card issued in the game just before this one, the first red card of the tournament.
So Hazel, pusher players up, looking for Edna's Prairie on the left-hand side, who had made some inroads. Mwanza and Edna's Prairie will give you balance on the left-hand side to naturally gifted left-footed player for Zambia. And you have Belemu and Mupopo that will be operating on the right-hand side. Goalkeeper Litevele played a football also here in South Africa for my Indies. Returned to Botswana, and will be playing local football in Botswana. Seems to be some interest from double action. Second choice goalkeeper for my Indies. That is Litevele. Throw in or a free kick for Botswana. Well, ever present in the side, Johannes, who carries with her a wealth of experience, remains positive. Precious Hlapi. Yes, Botswana getting the numbers, and this will be a frustrating afternoon for the Copper Belts as Belemu delivers a ball that will not trouble goalkeeper Litebele. Looking for range. Gets as far as the halfway line. Picked up by Abweng. Michelle, who also a soldier. There are a few soldiers in the side of Botswana, and similarly to that of Zambia.
I thought you were referring to me. You said Michelle.
Yeah, she is Michelle Abweng.
No, I just...
10 minutes on the clock. 0-0 is the scoreline. And there's Jessica. Ball in. Looking for a white jersey. Mistake made in the back. And Mamela wasn't able to capitalize on that. A little bit of discomfort. But that will give Botswana a bit of encouragement. But they still had to deal with the experience of Hazel Nali, a goalkeeper who's played in Israel. She's also played in Turkey, played in Israel for Hapul, and in Turkey she played for Fatih Vatanenspor. So that's Hazel Nali, part of the Olympic squad in Tokyo 2020. And 2023 was a horrible year for Hazel. She tore an ACL and had to be on the sidelines watching her teammates out doing duty. Throw in. Good running off the ball. Mupopo. Here's an opportunity for Piri. Nippy Mupopo. It's changing. Yes, Piri. Quite tiny, diminutive, but it's got to be Chilenga, who's operating in that midfield role with Susan Banda. They have a bit of a diamond shape. Avel Chidundo just operating on the top of that triangle. Rotation of the ball, a blessing Maluba. Maluba looking for Mopopo. Mopopo, the captain of the day. And for this tournament, last touch. That comes off Theo George. And that ball just goes out for a throw-in. Piri is available, has the ability to run into spaces unmarked, creates room, was expecting a return pass. And Susan Banda, who also brings an abundance of experience to the side, bearing in mind that Zambia, Malawi and South Africa have different objectives for this tournament as they prepare for the Women's WAFCON.
And which is not far off. I mean, it's in March, so of course some of those star players, your household names, your Barbara Bandas, not here, but surely some of those household names be able to be seen at the WAFCON here in South Africa.
Ball goes out for a throw-in. Zambia will try again. Bilimu plays it back, picks up Blessing Maluba, and goalkeeper is joining him back for.
Yeah, I can actually see she's. But we've seen her do this so many times. She's the type of goalkeeper you can expect to score a goal, actually.
Avel Chitundu, really giving them a bit of a balance and a bit of an outlet. When a goalkeeper pushes you up like that, you're bound to press a lot higher. And let's see how Botswana respond. As Jessica goes down. She's one of the Botswana's experienced player, Jessica. But that was a dive in the pool. Well, it is pretty much warm out here. The players will try to see if they can swing the options in their favor. Pretty thin up front is Botswana. They are a team that loves to work on the counter-attack, soak up the pressure, tend to lose players like Abueng and maybe even Busang. Here's an opportunity for Zambia, and the last touch there coming off Regina Chanda, the Zanako player, 24 years of age, very dynamic player, has the ability to peel away, but look across, asking questions of Botswana's defense.
Zambia quite imposing their physicality, and I have to say they're transitioning quickly. Defense to attack. They don't need many passes to create that danger.
Chilenga Mawela. Ball delivered, keeper comes out and leaves a gaping goal. That is 1-0 in favor of Zambia. A mistake made by goalkeeper Litebele, and that just gives Zambia what they came here for, an opening goal in 15 minutes. That will settle the nerves. It is Regina Chanda, spoke about her dynamism up front and ability to find the back of the net. Ball delivered, looked absolutely easy for the goalkeeper, but it was brought in with spin. And a clashing of the two players, the goalkeeper clashing in there with Tanda, who plays the football for Green Buffaloes. But this is very, very clearing, knowing that the side have only had one training session together. You can see that the combinations are out. The lack of communication between the players very much glaring in that particular moment.
Absolutely, that back line of Botswana really, really horrible defending. I have to say, a lot of miscommunication, and they look to break again here now, Zambia.
Well, Bilimu, who gave them the option on the left-hand side, coming to the right-hand side. Another ball inside the box that looked harmless. It is picked up yet again by Klapi. Very casual in going forward and giving away possession as Botswana. Very uncertain. It's quite an ask of the team who've only had a training session or two out here in Polokwane, assembling the team on the last minute with some of the players that decided that they will not be part of the team. As always, unable to settle some disputes, compromising the strength of the Botswana team.
Yeah, and that becomes very evident onto the field as well. That level of sort of connection, that connection when you can tell the squad knows each other very well. We spoke of young players that are also in Botswana who probably never played together with some of the others who've been part of the senior team.
On the ball is Memory Ntala, Susan Banda, but a good fight by Mwanza. Endless Piri, who's calling for it, but it is a foul that is on the 23-year-old Zesco Ndola Girls attacker. That's Endless Piri. Stretching play. Zambia have the ability to just knock the ball about with confidence, with ease. Avel Chitundu, critical in that midfield. Experience, Maluba, and that ball just to no man's land. And her teammates make it known that they are disappointed. With Margaret Bellemew, loves roving forward, leaving the gaps behind her. She'll make sure that she pushes the players up front. If we have a look at that goal, it was a delightful ball that was whipped in by the number 13, that is Manuela Chilenga. And the goalkeeper there coming out, getting a hand to it, but was unable to command the area and clashing with her own player. So yes, Bellemew forced to go back and pick out Maluba. Nali. Tala. Very structured is Zambia. Mwanza stopped in the tracks as it's picked up by Botswana. Is nobody giving chase? Maluba will try again. Keeper gives that an option in a bright cerise outfit. Susan Banda also just protecting that back four. Susan as well as Chilenga for the moment blessing Maluba as in no hurry to go forward. Memory Ntala finds Mwanza. Mwanza can cut in and forced to drive the middle of the park. They have the numbers. Very congested is that midfield. Eventually finding Blessing. Again, she sends a long ball forward, looking for the hard running Margaret Bellemew. Bellemew does well, and it's very good and decisive defending there from Senuelo. Throw in for Zambia. Very nimble is Endless Piri. Susan.
Quite an interesting battle between Belemo and Johannes of Botswana. So far, from what we have seen, from Jessica as well, on this right-hand side.
Well, after 21 minutes, Zambia in the lead, 1-0. A goal scored by Regina Chanda in the 15th minute. Ball in the air, and two players go down. The referee doesn't look interested at all as Botswana decide they will try and take this ball forward with Hangara, the Gaborone United player who normally plays as a left back, a very versatile player, currently playing as a left wing for Botswana. A good runner, very agile. She's remained on the ground is Hangara Mapipu.
It looks like we do have a player down. Needs some attention there. I believe Actually, 2 players down. Much as we have Michelle on Tala, rather, we also have on the other end of things a Zambian player who's down. It's like a bit of a clash there.
Well, a bit of strength as a shoulder charge from Bessing Maluba and Hangara there. And it looks like Hangara is being taken off. She'll make her way back onto the field. And, she's one of those players you don't want to lose. As we have a look at the goal that reminds us of the scoreline. Nicely delivered, had a bit of spin. Keeper came out, makes a hash of it. And the rest is history. Botswana had to pick the ball out from the back of their net, wrapping a foot around it as Regina Chanda. And you need no second invitation. Not a Zambian outfit that is oozing with confidence and has the kind of quality of players that they have at their disposal. Well, you can't talk about Zambia, not talk about Rachel Kudananji. You can't talk about Zambian football and not talk about Barbara Banda. Those 2 ladies and a few more have really been from the golden generation, and we will be too happy to host them if we go ahead with hosting the Women's AFCON tournament that is in March. CAF yet to make an announcement. So far, I think many people still asking the question as to where the championship will be.
Well, absolutely, it would be nice to have the likes of those players in your presence, being able to, it's one thing to watch it on your screen, but I mean, I'm sure for those who will be able to watch it in the stands, even better.
Nali. One thing that Zambia do well is hold on to the ball, very good rotation. They look after the ball very well. When they are pressed, they then capitalize, as it is now, with spaces that become available. And this time the ball goes all the way to goalkeeper Mopopo.
They thrive in those open spaces, though, Zambia. That quick movement on the ball that you were talking about. Just look back, it seems like not anything serious between on that encounter, though.
Here's Hangara looking for the return ball. If they can't spot, there's a play on the far right hand side. Botswana to make use of the advantage and eventually close down. And it is Avel Chitundu who had to make sure that Botswana stopped in the tracks. And having a look at this moment, Busang Lianu is the player that was pushed out of the equation, and Hazel just organizes her defense and making sure that they play the offside trap if needed, but they got to look out for players like Hangara as well as Mamela.
Really one of the first times you will be seeing the ball. Hey, Nali.
While Busang could go route 1. Oh, this was an opportunity for Nolofatso Mamela, who scored 50 goals last season. She's played for Nico United and also donned the jersey of Jwaneng Galaxy. And the ball is Busang, plays for Gaborone United. Just returned from the military, ball in, and that's simplified by Hazel Nali. Quickly sends the ball up front, knowing that they had the numbers in the attack and looking to exploit the spaces that have been left behind. But Botswana do offer not much of those opportunities because they are a very, very compact side. They are very defense-minded and difficult to break down. Yes, we have a goal, and that was in the 15th minute. They'll organize themselves, and as the match progresses, you'll get the telepathy that you are looking for. Bearing in mind that This is what they call a new look side. Maybe just 5 or 6 players from the old Botswana outfit. You're looking at Malloy, Busang, Hlapi, Johannes, Abweng. Those are some of the old names that we have become accustomed to. And there we get the first yellow card of the match. Regina Chanda, a yellow
the goal
card.
Scorer.
Yeah, she's doing it all.
She's very versatile.
That was painful and deserving of the yellow card.
Absolutely.
No questions asked.
So now she's got to lay low and try not to get a second of those.
In the earlier game of the day, which is Eswatini and Zimbabwe, we got to see a red card, 2 yellow cards given to Neto Gamedze of Eswatini. Some were pretty much silly challenges. Picked up by Mupopo. On the left is Endless. Zambia cutting in, ball delivered in the box as Piri. I'll try and keep it in place. She does well to do so. Endless looking for Belemu. Belemu forced to cut in. Here's Busang. Showed too much of the ball. It is Mawela Chilenga. It's Belemu over the top and almost caught napping is Botswana. Regina Chanda as well, just peeling off the defense, but she's probably singing to herself, if I was a little bit taller, just to reach to that ball. It was a delightful ball, just nicely floated over the back.
Yeah, very explosive running from it. She's such a direct runner, Belemu, to pick up Chanda, who I would say she's a threat in behind. One moment of space and, you know, you could concede.
Well, here's Zambia with chunks of possession. Ball whipped in. Bounce of the ball being allowed to reach Ditabele. Belemu. At 152, she's very tigerish. Here's Piri. Susan. Ball out to the left-hand side. Here's Zambia being explosive. Chanda in the box. Keeper makes a save. Defense coming to the rescue. And still lurking is the danger. And eventually it is Botswana who are scrambling all over. Etna Piri, she then puts a foot on it. On the edge of the box for Zambia is Chilenga, trying to play the 1-2 with Etnas. Etnas rides a challenge, then releases the ball to Belemu. Belemu looking for the return pass from Susan Banda. Banda goes to the left. Here is Zambia, expecting another delivery with the left foot, but closed down. Well, we spoke about the tenacity in the Botswana outfit with 30 minutes on the clock. 1-0 in favor of Zambia. And Botswana doing ever so well to stop that long ball from trickling in. And coordinating that defense is the goalkeeper, and pretty quick to react. There's Belemu yet again with acres of space cutting in. Belemu looking to release that ball, finds Etna Piri. And a bit of a soft shot there, or pass come shot. It's picked up by Botswana. Due to the fact that they are so congested, even if Botswana win the ball, sending it up front is pretty wasteful. Unless they build up with some momentum to get out of their defensive half, there's not that many bodies up front.
Yeah, very true. It's going to be difficult at this moment in time. Really stuck to that defensive side of things, but I mean, it's understandable. Seeing they are playing a very attacking side.
Mupopo lays it back. Here's Zambia in the box, and that was another effort that one can look at. It hit the side netting, and I think it fooled us in the commentary booth together with the sound at the bottom of the commentary booth when everyone thought it was a goal, and the side netting coming to the rescue. A good dummy there that was dished out by Mwanza. Keeper got a touch to it. That is the earlier attempt there by Zambia. 3 chances at 3 corners in favor of Zambia. Botswana yet to get the delivery. Keeper in front of her teammates. Again, the same combination. Ball delivered.
And remember, they conceded that goal from a corner.
Mawela Chilenga will give a second opportunity to Zambia. They're playing it short this time. It's Piri. Ball delivered inside the box. Header. Captain Mupopo will keep it in play. Eliminates 1 defender. Then releases, looking for Belemu, who's all over the park. She has the option to use Maluba. Maluba simply much reliant on goalkeeper Hazel. Hazel playing with the danger, being pressed by Botswana, and that ball just trickled out for a throw-in.
Looks like probably the goalkeeper of Botswana, Letebele, is down. She's been working quite hard.
Well, she's been asked a lot of questions. She's been the center of attention in these opening 35 minutes due to the impact of Zambia in really trying to execute the offensive play, pushing up players like Piri, Chitundu, Chanda and Mupopo. Those players will not allow you to breathe easily. In actual fact, they'll be on you like a rash.
Let's look back at what happened there actually.
Ball in, the keeper gets a hand to it, and it's dropped. That was that ball that goes out to the left hand side and looking to be explosive. She got an important touch that kind of stopped Zambia in the moment as Regina Chanda was looking to explode, and so did Kamanga Mupopo. But keeper did enough. Keeper did enough to get a touch that was deflected that ball a little bit. Getting a few words of encouragement. There's Rachel also who serves or doubles up on the field. Given a few instructions, and why not? She has a wealth of knowledge.
About 10 minutes to go. So far, Zambia in the lead, still looking for that second goal. They've been really pressing in this last minutes. A lot of chances on to goal, just unable to execute it though. And Botswana having really tightened up that defense, just firming it up because they would want to concede. Any more goals before half-time?
Last touch coming off the Tlapi. Here's Botswana with an opportunity as Abwing likes to share that ball. It's in the air. A good header from the captain. Just sends that ball out for a throw-in. It's Belemu. Throw-in for Zambia. Belemu with the return ball. Susan Banda. Picked up by Maluba.
Some of those who have come out in attendance.
Well, Well, Botswana did very well to reorganize themselves after conceding that goal in the 15th minute. They really are proving to be compact, and that's another opportunity. They're closed down. Sunwelo has done a lot of work on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side of Botswana, rather. In that left-back position, she's having to deal with Belemu and Mopopo at times. One picks up Mwanza, who's looking for that corner. Took the first one. 5 in total. Good delivery as Botswana still having to clear their lines.
Like you said, I think Botswana have been doing great, to be honest, defensively. But how long can they hold on to that defensive play?
To be fair, they are a team that thrives on defensive organization and structure. The principles of defending pretty much solid. I think the one letdown is the fact that this team was assembled at the last minute. So you're not going to see the usual cohesion. You're not going to see the usual combinations that they do possess. But with what is on display, you can see soldiers that are fighting for one another and trying to support each other. It can only get better and better as the tournament progresses. So we have a look at some of those who have come to witness this wonderful occasion out in the Limpopo province. It's not often that they get these international tournaments.
Both teams, or both players, still receiving treatment.
Now TSG, and here is Pinky and Rhoda Mlaudzi, who is a part of royalty, the Queen, Rhoda Mlaudzi. Her parents are kings and queens of the Venda family, and some from Hollywood Bets who have been instrumental in the drive of sports in this country.
Especially women's football.
In actual fact, in most codes, eh?
Yes, absolutely.
Throw in. That ball goes out, trickles over the line for a goal kick. So it would be very soon Rhoda Mlaudzi and Pinky joining us in the commentary booth for the next couple of games, trying to ensure that the pool of talent grows a lot more. Mlaudzi, who just received a CAF B license and is also part of the technical team at the, I think it's under 17, if I'm not mistaken. It's part of the coach, and also on the technical team of Mamelodi Sundowns Juniors. So 40 minutes on the clock. Zambia in the lead, a slender lead though of 1-0.
Sure, this is the type of scoreline Botswana would have wanted to not necessarily see, but to be able to remain, to keep it that way. I think it's quite instrumental.
Michelle, they say 1-0 is a champion score.
Yes.
1-0 is a champion score. But be that as it may, in the early rounds, the group stages, it's about points and
but that's goals as well.
Well, it is about points and goals. It will be, but
if you don't get those goals in, you could be losing out on a top spot that gets you automatically to a semi-final.
Yeah, you don't have to be bringing maths or calculators into the equation to fight for that 4th spot. So just a reminder, Group A comprises of Angola, Lesotho, Malawi and South Africa. Group B is Eswatini, Botswana, Zimbabwe and Zambia. And Group C, that has 3 countries. It's Mozambique, Namibia and Madagascar.
The only group with 3 teams, because we've got 11 in total this year.
Well, chopping of trees has become customary. Malloy, the joining Galaxy midfielder. Zambia on the edge of the box. And easy for goalkeeper Uncle Sam. Football has been played. There's many of the players that have some nicknames. Itebele, a friend of mine from Mahindi, says her name is Uncle Sam. So, I know Uncle Sam is a singer, right?
Uncle Waffles.
Uncle Waffles.
South African, for that matter.
So 2 minutes to go to the first 45 of this Group B clash. And I know I put you on the spot in terms of group winners. And Group 1 or Group A. And I don't want to be biased. I think South Africa will come out of that one. Group B, I'm hoping that Zambia, as the defending champions, will finish on top of that group. And in Group C, you have Namibia, Mozambique, and Madagascar. I think I have to sleep on that.
You're not sure? I mean,
I have to sleep on that one.
Might be an obvious.
And well, with just looking at the Namibian squad, they will be up against it. Mozambique have improved dramatically in the last couple of years, as we have a look at this push from Mopopo, and Botswana just supplying safety first.
You know, but for a team like Zambia that's so used to being able to just get the ball in the back of the net, this can be frustrating.
It can be, and it's something that the coaches have prepared for. They do know that Botswana are pretty stubborn side to break down. I think even South Africa know the difficulty of the Botswana outfit, as Belemu on the ball, looking to release Ednus Phiri. To force backwards is Maluba. Hazel.
I remember her saving a penalty and then scoring the winning goal. Winning penalty, per se. What a player, or what a goalkeeper, rather.
Belemu. Wasted ball. So just 2 minutes to be added to the first 45.
Quite fair.
There has been a very fluid encounter. Not too many stop-starts. There's Mupopo bringing in Phiri. Phiri looking for that return ball as Mwanza does well. Could deliver that ball. Slightly overcooked, but Belemu will work hard to keep it in play. She does exactly that. Belemu. And Senwele just decides that, look, we were outnumbered. Let me just hack that ball outside and allow the numbers to get back into position. Belemu. High ball. Keeper in no man's land. From distance. Beauty! Zambia! It is Susan Banda. Return to sender. Fantastic goal by Zambia. In moments of focus, Botswana went to sleep, and Zambia reminded them that they are here on a mission. So Susan Banda gets a goal. It was Belemu who whipped that ball in, a header away, not too far away, and keeper went crashing down.
I mean, I don't think she could have gotten that one. That's the power on that strike. My word, what a goal. Certainly one of the goals of the tournament so far.
Well, Susan Banda salutes, and for a fantastic effort. And that is 2-0.
Just before half-time too.
The goalkeeper cannot be faulted. That was really top draw stuff.
Absolutely. And Belemu. with that cross as well. To have kept that ball in play was really going out of play.
We spoke about the soaking of the pressure, and they did eventually crack Botswana as Zambia go down on their knees in the first 45, just giving thanks and praise. And goal scorer Susan Banda will keep us talking for a long time. That was a real bazooka that deflated Botswana, and are looking forward to the second half. Let me just remind you of the goals that were scored in the first half. It was a delightful corner, and the keeper makes a hash of that. And Chanda says thank you very much. Beauty. And then a real bazooka that had goalkeeper sprawling, and not to deny the Copper Queens of Zambia a win in this tournament. They've got it all to do in the second half. Another 45 minutes for Botswana to find a comeback. We end this first half by saying Zambia 2, Botswana no. Looking at the statistics, complete dominance by Zambia at the bottom of your screen with 69%, 5 corners with no reply, and 5 attempts with 4 of those on target. Do join us in the second half for a much more entertaining and enthralling 45 minutes. standing by. Welcome back to the old Peter Mokaba Stadium for the second half of a contest that has been pretty much a one-sided affair. Zambia up against Botswana. If you are just joining us, 2-0 is the scoreline. Goals that were scored by Regina Chanda in the 15th minute, and a bazooka scored by Susan Banda and stroke of half-time to give the Copper Queens a deserving 2-0 lead, dominating possession and just showing their superiority on the field. Botswana in disarray, but they have a second half to rectify their frailties as the two sides take on the field. That is goalkeeper Ritebele, Uncle Sam, and she will be very instrumental here in the second half to the comeback and the fight of Botswana. That is Hazel Nali, the 28-year-old Zesco United player who's also playing in that role with such comfort and ease. So Botswana will come out all guns blazing, the experience of Johannes to come to the fold. This time George picking up and reverting to 4 at the back. They started the match with 3 players in that defense and pay the price, allowing a Zambian outfit which is led by Susan Banda and Kabange Mupopo, who is the captain for today. So the scoreline at the top is telling you a very clear picture of the dominance of the defending champions. They came out with the purpose. They were very patient in their build-up, so as they are here in the second half. Zambia in the orange and black uniforms, and Botswana in the white with a bit of blue trimmings. Ball over the top, looking for Belemu, who's been instrumental down the line and delivering the ball closest to the goalkeeper, making it pretty easy for Ditebele. Indicating a long-range pass, looking for Abweng. Zambia with abundance of experience, and Tala, Maluba, Mwanza, Belemu, back 4, peeling away. And in an offside position is Chanda. Flag goes up. A South African contingent on the touchline, Nonjabula Ndlela, as well as Nandi Pamenze, are the 2 referees, or Nonjabulo, the main referee, Nandi Pamenze, the assistant referee. Evelyn Lungambi Augustinius of Namibia is the second assistant, and Matapelo Morake of Lesotho, the 4th official. Ball just trickling over the line.
Of course, I would anticipate that this second half would produce a couple more goals. Either the defending champions would be looking to really go at it in terms of attack, so that they go straight on top of Group B and goal difference, or Botswana, maybe if they can produce a comeback in this one.
Pretty heavy control as the ball is picked up by Tlapi for Botswana, forced backwards. Sinuelo Tanda in that defense is trying to keep possession and looking to relieve Johannes. Johannes looking for the return pass, gets the return pass, playing a quick 1-2 with Busang. Trying to switch play. Belemu intercepts that ball and sends it right back, looking for the hard running. That is Tanda. Here's an opportunity for Zambia to make it 3, but keeper did well to come out, narrow the angle, which forced Mupopo to go wide, and caution to be thrown as that defense of Botswana in search of a goal at least. leaving the pockets open defensively. Banda.
Not too bad. A little bit close to a finishing of that one, getting a goal straight away from just after half time.
Belemu finds Piri. Nipi returns the ball to Belemu. She has 3 players to aim for, spotting the keeper off a line. Tried a bit of an audacious cross.
That would have been an incredible goal.
It would have been an incredible goal. As Botswana in the outlets are needing to close down the opposition and avoiding those crosses. Belemu has been fantastic all afternoon. 50 minutes on the clock, 0-0. The scoreline, Piri, good turn, but turns into trouble as Malloy are looking for the return ball. George showing some good footwork. Sanuele has come back after 3 months absence. Good to see her having shaken off that injury as Joanna's slipping but quick to recover.
Lucky that she didn't have the likes of Chanda there at that very moment.
Bosang sends that ball up front. Keeper comes out. A bit of confusion. Nali a little bit slow off the line, and player stayed down in that moment. Looks like Abueng, and flat on her back is the goalkeeper there, Hazel Nali. Took a bit of a knock also to the knee, breathing down the neck as Abueng, showing the danger that she does possess, trying to sneak in between the two, and keeper was quite decisive, getting a touch. Looking a bit concerned and holding a knee as she goes down. Hazel Nali, the 28-year-old Zesco United player, acquired a lot of experience, was part of the Olympic squad.
World Cup.
2020.
In the Zambia going to the World Cup for the very first time, I remember.
But here are the 2 goals. Just to remind you, if you have just joined us, that's the mistake made by goalkeeper Itebele. And Zambia drew first blood in 15 minutes. Regina Chanda getting her ball in the back of the net, and it was a bazooka, a rocket that was sent through by Susan Banda in the 45th minute. Both goals scored in the first half, and some of the teams who played earlier looking on and watching because they do have interest. It is a Group B encounter comprising of Lesotho, Zambia, Botswana, as well as, Eswatini, Zimbabwe in Group B, as well as Zambia and Botswana. Lesotho, Angola, South Africa and Malawi in Group A. So tomorrow will be Group C, just one match that will be played. Botswana with the Nipi Hangara, easily dispossessed. Hangara, Belemu under pressure, does well to control that ball. Well, we also want to take an opportunity to congratulate Zambia, Malawi and South Africa. As we look at Piri, quite pacey. Piri played that ball through Zambia off the woodwork and away by George. Mopopo knows that should have been the third goal, and it was a simple ball,
really,
that was played by Piri, and dissecting that defense, and Mopopo, who had all the time in the world to pick a spot, was not able to, and the upright coming to the rescue, enough to get the people in the stands off their chair.
Yeah, she had all the time in the world to have converted that. And and he's have to look out for the Botswana defense for coming out and making sure that the rebound, look at that run from Mfiri, really strong on that right hand side, and tried to, so many of those players actually that could have picked that up, but it was the captain Mupopo who went for it.
We spoke
kind of looked like it was kind of heading in though.
No. I think when one looks at that moment, Phiri was pretty hopeful, whooped that ball in, but again the lack of communication between Johannes and Tanda was one, as they were both hesitant in clearing that ball, and eventually both decided to leave it, and it went right through. It was a simple, harmless ball that was whooped into the box, and benefiting from that indecisiveness was Kabange Mpopo. She wasn't able to capitalize. So Regina Chanda has
what a way to go out.
Been pulled out for the moment, and her place has been taken by Mercy Chipatsula.
Also the goal scorer of that first goal, Chanda.
Mercy Chipatsula. Come in. And, another live wire. Phiri picking up almost immediately, but had strayed into an offside position. Chipatsula
trying to make her impact already. Sort of a rebound as well there on the Tanda, the Botswana captain.
Well, that's not something that we want to see, and just after a contribution, her goal, Regina Chanda being stretched off, and medical team will be having a long look at that. She's a very important player in the side, and looks like the ankle took a little bit of a nibble, and the bench, one that is pretty solid and packed with support. You have Whitaker, you also have Chabwe, Mfute, Chipatsula has just come in, Munesa, there's another one, Gondwe, Chasanga, and Siamfuko with the most experience on the bench. So Siamfuko, if it needed, she can make a way, but it is Botswana for now who have delivered that ball into the box. Maluba is shepherding that in to touch.
I think Tapi was looking to possibly get a touch to that, the Botswana midfielder.
Zambia holding up with Ntala. Hazel also is forming part of the back five. In actual fact, not the back four, but the back five. Push up when necessary. Ntala sends Zambia into attacking mode, and here's the opportunity for the player that's just come on, and offside yet again. I think for Phiri, the minute she heard the whistle, was very casual in that moment. And Mercy Chipatsula has come on and has created problems, more problems. Chipatsula, that was again pretty close.
Very
well,
close.
Well, there is no VAR.
They're reading it so well, the officials.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here's Johannes for Botswana. Well, if you want to visit Botswana, you need to have pulas and dollars. At pulas, that is a holiday that would be pretty expensive for a South African. For every one pula, you need R1.20, thereabout. But if you want to go to Namibia for a holiday, it's pretty much the same. R1 is equal to
$1.
the Namibian dollar. So that is a destination you can go to and not feel a little bit of the heat from your pocket. Malawian Kwacha slowly gaining ground. Here's an opportunity for Zambia, really congested yet again. Banda, Hazel, Mwanza, Piri. Was looking to thread it through for Belemu.
Just couldn't.
You'll probably
pick her
look
up.
at Belemu as a wing back. She is one of those players that is always up front.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Mwanza giving chase. Keeper comes out, does well this time. And Mercy Chipasula. So we have a look at how close that was. Needing support. It's pretty slow in coming. She can't do it all alone, but here is Botswana. And that's a strike from distance. That was a reminder of what Botswana can do. That was a very purposeful strike.
That was incredible. Look at that from her. She read it so well. Very similar to that second goal we saw come in from Banda, Suzanne. Perhaps just a little bit over the bar. Not a bad attempt though. I think that's what Botswana needs to keep doing. They have done an incredible job so far in the second half, not conceding. And perhaps I could see themselves get a goal if they can try to be a little bit more attacking. We know them as a very defensive side. As we see Letebele, or as my colleague refers to as Uncle Sam. Just that's the attempt onto goal there. Carl saying Hazel was not far off either. She was looking to run after it, but my goodness, what an attempt onto goal. The goalkeeper hopefully will be hoping that she does not see more of those coming. Hazel Nali, because those are the ones that catch you off guard and can leave you flying, if I may say, into the air as a goalkeeper. Speaking of goalkeepers, on the other end of things, Letebele, who's still getting treated. Not the first time she's been down. In the first half, we saw her receiving treatment a couple of times. Some young stars as well who are watching a good game of football. Hopefully, I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. But it's nearly the 70th minute mark here from the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. And as it stands, Zambia still holding on to those 2 goals. They scored in that first half and are leading by 2 goals to 0. As it stands, it's level in terms of group standings, because earlier on we had that game between Zimbabwe and Eswatini. Zimbabwe won by 2 goals to 0. So they too have 2 goals in the bag in terms of goal difference. They didn't concede a single goal yet. So Zambia will be looking to get a couple more goals so that they go clear the top of the table in terms of goal difference.
Good run, good cross. Keeper makes an interception. Belemu flying down the left-hand side. Piri showing too much of the ball, and Botswana will tidy up and hack that ball away with the intention to find Abueng. Here's Litsolo, who gave up the chase as soon as Nala made her impression. That's the earlier attempt with Belemu marauding down the right-hand side. Keeper had to be very alert. Chipasula was awaiting the spillage from the goalkeeper, but none of that in danger, and the keeper was able to, or the defense was able to tidy up as the goal scorer, Susan Banda.
I think she could have actually done a better job there, the goalkeeper. I was a little bit sloppy. That's how the second goal or first goal went in actually.
Belemu rides a challenge. Available in that attack is Chitundu, but Zambia will try again. This time the defense of Botswana are pretty solid. The spaces between them, one that will make it rather difficult. And Ntala decides again she'll go back to goalkeeper. Piri is available, but Maluba picks out Chilema in a good position. Just pushed out of the way. Wanza and conceding a free kick, which is pretty much direct.
Yeah, and lucky not to have gotten a yellow card actually. But that's a very good chance for Zambia perhaps to utilize or capitalize off a set piece. Looking back at this chance again, I have to just speak on that. Look at the goalkeeper, not attached to it, and just, I think.
Oh, she hit hard on the ground,
yeah.
And feeling that. Well, it is makeshift, not the #1 goalkeeper at all.
But yeah, but like you were saying, you can tell that miscommunication, the connection is not really there in the Botswana squad. The way they communicate, you can tell not really used to each other.
Piri is over that ball. She also has Banda, but I think it looks pretty likely to be Piri who will try and get that ball over the wall. That's job #1. Referee just giving instructions to the players to say, protect your assets. And Piri will try and get that ball directly to goalkeeper Litebele. Ball off the woodwork. She had the time. She knew what she wanted to do. She wanted to hit the rooftop. And endless Piri. Her run-up was impressive.
And the goalkeeper was...
but denied by the crossbar. And the goalkeeper was rooted.
She was a bit lost.
She wouldn't have. She would have only picked that ball up from the back of the net.
Absolutely.
And you really got to give credit to Piri. Botswana, who have continued to work hard. There's Zambia, who haven't stopped going forward, even though they've got the 2 goals that they so much wanted. One in the 15th minute was enough to just settle the nerves. The second one in the 45th minute was a punishment of players going to sleep. And, the third one is in the process. For Botswana, defensively, they've been asked the questions. As flag goes up, it's a free kick for Zambia. Yet again, a foul on Chipasula. And Zambia will have an opportunity to get a free kick almost from the corner. Actual fact, right at the corner and just in front of the assistant referee, and an opportunity for Litebele to organize a defense. There's got about 6 or 7 white jerseys in the box. But look at Zambia. This move is one that has certainly been practiced at the gym, but doesn't result to much. And sent right back by Piri. Good connection there. She strikes the ball so sweetly. Is Edness Piri. That ball is delivered. The header away. Good connection. And
accuracy too.
Showing great technique. That was the earlier attempt of Edness Piri, and just denied by the crossbar. Very businesslike. No smiles. Is pretty much in a mean mood as Edness Piri.
I do have to say, perhaps Botswana staying kind of a little bit more compact and waiting for that moment to break. We are yet to see that. I think at this point in time, they know that they are being pressed up at the back. So they have to make sure that they don't slack, they're not caught slacking at the back.
George has been asked questions, but here's Zambia yet again, another free kick. That didn't dip quick enough. And, apologies awarded to teammates. And, Zambia, oh, it's in actual fact it's Zimbabwe that will make another change. Kolobe is the player to come on. Kolobe.
So
Ortile Kolobe, she comes in, another midfield player will come in and inject pace in that midfield. Precious Tlapi has run out of legs. I think a lot of hard work in that midfield as Johannes just sends that ball out. And the offside call, or is there another change that is happening? Or no, it's a water break, and the players are hydrating at the moment. But it has been a busy day at the office as we have a look at Botswana, who were put on the back foot from the get-go, and Zambia dominating possession. Mwanza Maluba Banda causing havoc in the middle of the park, and up front we had Mupopo and Chanda doing exactly that for Botswana. They came into this match very defensive mode, but with a bit of structure and some sort of discipline, and eventually cracking due to the pressure that was being mounted. Zambia are a team that are very patient and know how to probe and pounce at the right moment. So for Botswana, the crowd that are here are behind the team. Well, I'm not sure if you can actually get to hear what they're saying, but they're loving it. They've really supported Endless Piri with a number of opportunities. When she carries the ball, they up in arms and want to see her get a goal, but deserving of a goal today. She's really been one of those players that puts a hand up for player of the match, and we've seen a few already. Senwela running into trouble. Zambia as press eye. Mupopo, can't you make it 3-0? Mupopo finds the goal! The third goal of the match. Zambia punishing Zimbabwe, Botswana, and being played short, and a good interception, and Mupopo getting a goal. Kabange Mupopo, confirmation of the goal scorer. There was a mistake made in that defense by Tanda, and Mupopo is placing that ball furthest away from the goalkeeper, who couldn't do much. But you also got to give credit to Chipasula for that, and was able to release Mupopo, and that makes it 3-0.
Well, there you have it. That's the goal that Zambia have been working towards since the beginning of this second half, and they finally get that to break the deadlock. I'm sure this is something that will really up the tempo even more now, open those opportunities up front for the attack. And fortunately for George, for the Botswana defense, I believe must be a little bit frustrated, bit of a miscommunication, I may say, but this time around just did not pick it up right.
So a little bit too casual defensively, and pouncing on the ball as the experience of Zambia, just showing that they pretty much alert and are looking to pounce on anything on offer. Here's an opportunity for Botswana, but the first touch of Kolobe is enough to get the ball away from her, and that gives goalkeeper Hazel enough time to regroup, organize and smother that ball as Belemu has run riot on the right-hand side of Zambia's attack, pushing up at every opportunity presented. Hazel, who's yet to be tested, to be fair.
I think another thing about Botswana, especially their attack, is the moment they get the ball into the box, unfortunately this is unable, unlike Zambia, they're unable to really keep the ball actually on the feet. So that's a problem if you are an attacker, kind of not keeping up with that and being able to get the job done. We just saw a chance that happened not so long ago in the box, but Nali was there to take it away safe and sound.
Free kick to Botswana in almost on the halfway, the center circle. It is a free kick for Botswana. And the referee just pushing the players away and allowing her to take it at the right spot. And stealing some ground in the process. Not sure if you really need a wall that is so far away. At Botswana, they do have players who can pack a shot. Let's have a look at this one. Would it dip quick enough to beat Nale? And offside call given. Good communication between the referee and her assistants.
Surely.
Breaking away way too early is Tanda, and that's the reason that ball was given as an offside. 75 minutes on the clock, with 15 minutes to go. Zambia are cruising by 3 goals to the goods.
That's exactly what they would want. Top of the group as we speak.
They are, and will surpass Zimbabwe on a goal average, better goal average. That is, if they don't concede, of course.
Oh yes, football a very unpredictable game.
There's another opportunity for Zambia to exert themselves. Ball into the box, but this time Litebele just collects that and puts it safely in her handbag. And will throw out the lipstick a bit later. It's Botswana. They need to get some good couple of combinations going, and are failing to keep or to make 3 or 4 passes between them. Zambia, who have looked really menacing, are certainly putting their hands up. Here's another opportunity for Piri. What does she do this time? And the deflection denies Piri, but she's asking for a handball. She is asking for the handball. You have a look for yourself. Piri. There it goes. In actual fact, it hits the midriff area.
I don't think that was
I don't think so. I don't think it was the hand. So, good decision there.
It was a nervy moment though for her. The Botswana defense.
Wanza. This time she's got to aim for Chipasula. She's got to aim for Maluba, who jumps highest. Fault for Botswana. Here's the goal scorer, Banda. And at full stretch, doesn't reach it. Zambia beaten to the ball by Musang. Baloy
was unable to keep up with that pace, unfortunately, of
trying the step over to very experienced Sinuelo. Picks it up for Botswana and continue to run. The referee doesn't see anything wrong with that. Chipasula winning it back for Zambia, and this time looking for Belemu to thread that ball up front. Making a blind run is Mopopo, the captain. Zambia's game intelligence. You can see this is a very experienced side. They know when to slow the game They know when to exert pressure. They allow Botswana to soak in and eventually use the explosiveness of Belemu on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, pick up Wanza, who also is in a very advanced position now and then.
And I got 10 more minutes left. Both of these sides on the clock. So I'll probably be most likely to see another goal scored in this final moments. We've seen a couple of late goals so far in the tournament, including one from South Africa yesterday, that game against Malawi. We saw one today as well.
Chanda showing some skill, and the crowd are loving it. Has got good control. Fans are asking for Nali to play Chanda. Just is peripheral in that midfield. Switching play. Hazel. Tala. Piri. He's got an engine. It's all over. And looks. One thing that you will always observe is Piri looks for Hazel. And goalkeeper was very quick to smother that. Still mentioning Piri and Belemu, rather. Piri will always look to see where Belemu is. And that is one unfortunate situation. The ball just ricocheting off the rib cage. There's Botswana. Can they at least register one goal? Giving chase is Lesotho. And eventually that ball goes out for a goal kick.
Lovely defending from Zambia. Good pressure.
They have the luxury to change the personnel. And Mopopo goes out, and her place is taken by Agnes Piri, and that is the goal that was scored by Lupopo. She goes off, she takes the break. The next change is Esther Siamfuko. She comes on for Belemu. Esther Siamfuko, very experienced player, and the last player is Mwanza, who gives away, and her position is taken by Judith Soko. So Zambia with the hat-trick of changes here in the closing stages. So Judith Soko will come on for Salia Mwanza. Belemu, her place is taken by Esther Siamfuko, and the other change, Mupopo, is being taken by Agnes Piri, and Chilenga has been also substituted.
At this point in time, I'm sure now the Zambian bench doing all this to rest out the players as well. You got some of those big names, the likes of Mwanza, the likes of Mopopo coming off after scoring some emphatic goals, decisive goals. You don't want to use up all your stars the entirety of a 90-minute when you are 3-0 up.
Offside there on Agnes Piri.
Good call from the assistant referee. If you look back at this, yes, surely it's a clear offside. No debate about that. I have to say, the officiating so far, it's really impressed me. Almost feels like VAR, a standard.
Well, 5 offsides in total in this entire match. Zambia with 4 of those. Here's another opportunity to inflict pain. And that ball just quite elusive. It will allow Botswana the opportunity to go forward. And And coming on is Sasha Chisanga. She came on for Chilenga. Sasha.
So one of the players for Botswana that has stayed on, has been on for the entirety of this game, is Senwelo. Very, very wonderful player to watch. Enjoy watching her as much as he's more of a really good defender on that right-hand side for the back for Botswana. I saw that battle between her and Belemo. One of my favorite battles so far in this tournament.
Botswana fighting for what's on offer. Now the introduction of Chisanga in that midfield as one that will allow Zambia the fresh pair of legs, the opportunity to try something new. Piri's come on, Siamfuko, Chisanga and Soko. The only other change was Chipasula. Come on for Zambia. We confirm with 5 minutes to go that Zambia are 3 goals to the good. All the way back to Hazel. Hazel wearing the captain's armband with Bupopo just substituted. Went down the length of the field. Here's Zambia, ball in the box, and if played right, they have the numbers. But good defensive work by Tanda, forcing Zambia to think again or rethink the plan. And just helped on in that moment by Sinuelo. Throw in. Picked up by Piri. Hacked away by Tanda. Botswana keeping possession is Kolobe. Here's an opportunity for Kolobe to sprint forward. Zambia picks the ball up with the Piri. There's 2 Piris on the field. You have Ignis Piri and you now have Agnes Piri and Endless Piri, almost similar. And Endless Piri is number 7. Agnes Piri is number 90.
Yes.
Sounds similar, right?
Yeah. Well, that's quite popular as Africans.
The surname Piri, yeah.
Tend to have.
What is the common surname in Namibia?
Oh, I mean, because there's so many tribes and different backgrounds. But you could find the likes of Van Wyk, maybe one that you Shilongo. It depends.
Shilongo, yeah.
It's some that you could find.
Shipanga?
Oh, no, not really.
Okay. Nice try, G.
Not really.
Good capital. Zambia is a player that is cramping and struggling. It's Senwelo. She's really been overexerting herself. She's worked hard. She's one of the players that has played her heart out from the get-go.
Absolutely. And I don't think she'll be coming off. Probably.
No. She's one of the
90 minutes.
The spine here for Botswana. One of the players that soldiers on and knows all about playing with pain. And, wants to impress, bearing in mind that she is coming back after a horrible injury, 3 months away.
And you still got 2 games to do just that.
No, absolutely. I think the coach will allow some rest or recovery tomorrow as they prepare for the following day to get into action in the next match.
Yes, the next match, Botswana, will be Eswatini on the 22nd.
Botswana up against Eswatini, and Zambia will be up against Zimbabwe
That's quite
It will be quite an interesting match. Here's Ignas Piri, full of running. Ignas does bring in Chipasula. Ignas finds Agnes, and the flag goes up. That would have been a good combination. Ignas finding Endless Piri.
The Piris.
The Piris.
Yes.
Piri squared.
I think looks
But
like narrowly
I'm not
again.
sure. I'm not sure of this moment. And well, lucky we in the commentary booth and not.
We don't have to make that decision yet.
There we go. There we go. So 90 minutes is done, and referee will be looking at the fourth official for the additional time that is to be added on to this match. And Botswana, who have run out of ideas, they were outthought, outplayed in the attacking third. Defensively, they have made life rather difficult for Zambia, but eventually the intelligence, the planning, the plotting of Zambia, showing the experience, had to dig deep and eventually breaking a very stubborn defense. And that started in the 15th minute as the bounce of the ball goes all the way to goalkeeper.
5 minutes added on. That's probably the
And,
most we've had seen so far.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
5 minutes. But we did get some delays with the goalkeeper,
Yes.
having some
injury.
treatment on the field. The only player actually who is allowed to be treated on the field.
How special. But I mean, they are special individuals. I mean, their job, one could argue that is a little bit more demanding.
No. Well, let me just remind you.
Arguably.
Tomorrow's action takes place right here, but it is only one match, and that is Mozambique and Namibia at 3 p.m.
So only one game tomorrow.
Mozambique and Namibia.
Group C.
Group C, that is the first match of Group C. 3 p.m. is the date. Do join us for this 13th edition. That does promise to give you the thrills and the spills. Goals are plenty for sure. And we've got to see.
That will also be the last game from the
the old Peter Mokaba Stadium for now.
Yeah.
And then we make our way to Seshego the following day. Come back to the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. So we'll be packing our bags and heading that way. We've played 2 minutes of referee's optional time, and a free kick is given to Botswana. Sinuelo was part of a team that went to the AFCON. Good take off the chest, but falling rather awkwardly. You don't want a player wears jersey number 10. There's so much of expectations from that player. So Chisanga has come on for Botswana, for Zambia. Sasha. Yet to see a lot of the ball. It's Piri that is waltzing away. Ball having just gone out, trickling over the line. The referee spotting that.
And we'll see. Probably one of last. There's still like about 3 minutes to go, but a set piece for Lesotho, a throw in. Maybe they can build off that, capitalize.
There's not much time left, Michelle. There's not much
it's quite
time.
difficult now to really come back.
They're going through the motions as Botswana. They'll want to dust themselves up, go back to the drawing board and try and come up with a better plan to execute as the ball is delivered. And it's pretty easy for goalkeeper Tabele, who releases that ball out in search of Johannes, as Johannes gives the ball back to Zambia. Soko will tidy up, but here's Botswana finishing rather strongly with Soko, and it's been helped up to her feet.
Great tackle. Really great tackle.
Got the ball there. And
that's what you call going for it.
That's good defending. Keeper's down again. I think she could have stayed on her feet a little bit longer. There's not much time left. And,
Yeah.
the medical team is yet again to see what the matter is. This will probably extend the 5 minutes
Well, it's not the
to
first
maybe
time.
6 minutes or 7 minutes. And, as the players also get an opportunity to
Here, words of knowledge, maybe just tactically as what they can do now in this moment.
let's have a look at the injury that she sustained. Miss Belemu delivers that ball into the box. Goalkeeper gets a hold of it, but not completely clean collection. That was a bit of a dangerous ball. Spilt it and slept flat on her back. She'll shake it all off. She'll get on with it.
One of the busiest players on the field today. If we're being honest.
Uncle Sam.
She's been very busy today.
In 90 minutes. As Piri goes backward to Malumba. Available is Ntala. Malumba does a 360 and reverts to Nali. Zambia have been absolutely businesslike, looking to break the line and spotting keeper. Taking the shot, you can't blame Chisanga for that attempt. Trying a lacquer from almost 35 yards.
I mean, why not when you're 3-0 up?
And with the goalkeeper that is roving way off the line. The referee brings an end to this match that lost its rhythm. Botswana struggled in the second half. The demolition of the Zambia Copper Queens of the Zebras is very glaring from the get-go. Endless Piri doing exceptionally well and showing great tenacity on the right-hand side and deliver that ball that was enough for Mupopo to get onto the score sheet, hitting the woodwork every now and then. And that ball again from Miss Endless Piri, deserving of a player of the match performance. And she celebrates as Endless Piri. The smile on the face is something that is pretty rare. Zambia run riot here at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. So Endless Piri, player of the match. 3-0 to Zambia in this crucial Group B encounter, and receives her award. So Endless Piri. As we have a look at the stats, 71% possession with 10 attempts, 7 of those on target. Pretty businesslike. And the foul count there, as we have a look at the group standing. Zambia on the summit of Group B with the +3 average, is 3 points, similarly to Zimbabwe, but due to the scoreline 3-0 and 2-0, Zimbabwe in second position, Eswatini -2, Botswana -3. That is your Group B standings, and tomorrow will be Group C. Well, that's how it ends from the Peter Mokaba Stadium. Do join us tomorrow for a continuation of the Hollywood Bet Championship 2025.